I'm Allison with the Mission43 Education Pillar, and I'm here at Right Now Heating and Air in Caldwell, Idaho. We'll learn about this and more as I sit down with the Right Now Heating and Air team to talk about HVAC employment opportunities and the education to get you there. This is the Mission43 Education Discovery Series. I'm here with Don, the production manager at Right Now Heating and Air, who has been an installer, service technician, and now leads the training for practically everyone that walks through the door here at Right Now. So Don, thank you so much for sitting down. I know you're a busy guy, but we really appreciate your time.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I would love to hear a little bit more about what kind of positions you train for and what's going on here.
Anything, any and all according to HVAC. I mean, if it has anything to do with HVAC, pretty much I help with.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what type of positions do you have that you specifically train for in HVAC? I understand there's a couple different tracks.
Yeah, we have an install division, so an HVAC installer who's going to install furnaces and air conditioners in residential homes. Okay. And then in our service side, we fix furnaces and air conditioners in homes, and then on sales, of course, selling furnaces and air conditioners for homes.
Perfect. So you have someone that will do a complete install, and then you have a technician that will come and fix it when it's broken. Hopefully that doesn't happen very often, but we're in Idaho and it's hot and it's cold.
Yep, yes, absolutely.
So how long does this training last? Is it different for each department?
Absolutely, yeah. So on the install side, it's kind of there's an apprenticeship program that the state sponsors on there or has available to them. So if this is the career that they choose to do, they have 1 year to decide that, and at that point they can sign up for the apprenticeship program through the state. That's a 4-year online education. After 8,000 hours and passing all the courses there, then they can take the journeyman exam.
Okay.
Now with that, we provide training in-house so that they can go out and be able to perform as they're learning.
Okay.
So throughout the day, they're going to be put on an install crew. We manage 2 to 3 man crews. They go out and have 1-day, 2-day installs where they're going to remove an existing furnace and or air conditioner and then install a new one.
And what does your training typically look like? As far as you've got in-person training and then you've got on-the-job training?
Yes, absolutely. So our in-person training here in our facility that we're in right now, we'll train everything from ductwork installation, how to build the ductwork. It's a lot of sheet metal. Traditionally, HVAC is a sheet metal apprentice job, right? So they learn how to build the ductwork, and they'll do that right here. Then we also go over low voltage wiring, high voltage, gas piping, everything that it's going to take to be able to install a furnace and or air conditioner up to code.
And is anyone coming in with, are there any desirable skills that someone might excel through training, or can anyone come through and you're going to train them to do this job correctly?
Well, there's 2 sides of our brain. One side of our brain is the fix-it side, the type that likes to work with our hands. It's probably the kid that likes to take his toys apart and put them back together, right? And then the other side of our brain is our communicative side. Being that we work in existing homes, we don't do new construction or commercial work, we have to harness both of those skills. So we have our people skills and then we have our fix-it skills. Yeah.
And what does it look like for someone that is successfully going through training? What is that candidate?
Someone who has, not someone who's just looking for a job, but someone who's looking for a career. This is absolutely, you have to be career-minded to be successful at this. Yeah.
And speaking of careers, I'm glad you mentioned that when someone comes through training, they're paid through training, they go through, they complete it, they're successful. What's next? What's after that?
It never ends. We're constantly learning. You're constantly evolving. If you want an exciting trade, go into HVAC. You have to be a jack of all trades. You got to know how to do a little bit of framing, a little bit of sheetrock, a little bit of finish work. You got to be an electrician, a plumber. It's I think that's the largest appeal about doing HVAC is you got to learn everything, and it never ends. I mean, I've been doing this since 1995, and I still learn every single day.
Well, you're speaking my language. There's nothing that I love more than speaking about continuous education and continuous learning, so I'm glad to hear that that's here too. Is that something that is supported in-house? Is that something that you seek outside training for, or is it all internal?
Before I came to work here in 2006, if you were to ask me that question, I would have a different answer. It was pretty much up to the individual to be able to get all the training that was necessary to progress in the trade and get better at what you do. With us, it's different. We bring trainers in-house. If there's a certain product or a certain installation or a certain technique that's needed, we're going to bring someone in to train our staff with it. As I was growing up, if I wanted to learn something, I had to pay, go after hours, go to one of the supply houses that we had, or other places, travel around the United States for different trainings that were available. I had to pay for that out of pocket to learn what I've known. With that, nope, we're going to facilitate it and you do it all for them right here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I know not everyone can see this really cool facility we're in. I've enjoyed visiting here and I wish we were walking and talking right now. But tell me more about what's going on behind us and what type of work goes on here when hands-on and...
Yeah, this is pretty unique. You don't really see this in a whole lot of places. You know, a lot of the training that's provided is done by certain manufacturers. They'll bring in their one product and then you learn about that one product. As you can see, this is just a small portion of the amount of units that we train all of our technicians on so that they can go through, they know how to properly maintain them, how to troubleshoot them, diagnose them. It's pretty unique. Yeah, everything from gas furnaces, propane furnaces, oil furnaces, electric air handlers, which is an electric furnace for those who don't know what that is, air conditioners, heat pumps, ductless mini splits, anything that's going to provide comfort and energy savings in the home, we're going to help with.
And are these actual working models? Could
Yep.
these?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Who gets to break them?
I do. Yeah. No, me and who's ever doing the instruction at that time, we'll go through and sabotage them and put little booby traps in them so that as the technician's going through, he can practice his skills.
And is this area specific for technicians or is it also for installers? Do they have a different area?
Installers and technicians both. Actually, in training right now, I have 2 technicians and 3 installers, and we were working on these yesterday. Both of them were learning the same thing. Everyone from install to service learns how to be able to troubleshoot, diagnose, and maintain furnaces and air conditioners and install.
Well, I really enjoy that you're getting to share a little bit of this insider info with me, and being the person that sees a lot of the training going on or oversees the training that's going on. Tell me a little bit more about what it's like when military community members, or what it would be like for a military community member to come through this training, and what can they expect in terms of support and atmosphere?
You know, I would say one of the most appealing things probably for that individual would be the structure that we have. And the support. You know, it's not just you out there trying to figure things out. You have a team, and you have a team that is specialized in certain areas. So if you're having a question about how to troubleshoot or diagnose a specific piece of equipment that you're looking at, I have an individual that knows specifically how to help you with that. If it has to deal with fixing the client, you know, that's a big thing in our industry. It's not just fixing the furnace or the air conditioner or fixing their system. We've got to fix the people as well. You know, it's not just fixing broke stuff good. We got to be good with people. So if they're having an issue with a customer, because obviously most people who call a heating and air conditioning company are not going to be in a great mood. They're usually uncomfortable. They're usually upset. You know, we have a team that's going to help support that as well.
All right, so we want everyone to know that you can go through training, you can be successful, and then your professional life afterwards is going to look completely different every day. And maybe you just don't have to sit behind a desk, or is there opportunity to also sit behind a desk? What can you do?
Yeah. The heating and air conditioning business and plumbing and electrical, it's all, everyone always thinks it's just someone at a house with a tool bag on and climbing up and down a ladder. Oh no. For that technician or that electrician or that plumber to be able to get to the house, there had to be someone that scheduled the call. There had to be someone who went out on or set up the time for someone to go out there, and then it also took someone to go sell the job for the install crew to come back.
So from day one, on both sides, from an installer or a service tech, we'll go through those two, and I'm sorry if I missed this, from day one through the end of training and they're out working in the field, what does that timeline look like?
Okay. An installer will get hired and will get sent out as an apprentice. Almost on the first day, they're going to be working with their hands, going into someone's home, seeing how we're going to present to the homeowner, how we're going to start the installation, do the installation, finish the installation, and then come back. So it's a lot of on-the-job training, and then after a point of about 3 to 4 months, if they're showing signs that they are going to be a leader in this industry, then we're going to bring them in-house here, and we're going to do a 3-week intensive training with them that we call lead school training. And it's going to teach them how to be a leader of a crew. You know, we cultivate leaders here. That's very important in our industry. There's none of that happening. They don't even learn that in the state schools as well. Wow. They never teach them to be a leader. They teach them how to fundamentally do the task but they don't teach them how to be a leader. You know, you want to be a leader, this is the place to come, because we're gonna cultivate that.
That's great to hear.
Now the technician side is it's 4 weeks worth of training, and that's generally one-on-one.
Is it upfront, 4 weeks?
Yes, yeah, we bring them right in. One of the first things that we do is what they call the soft skills, or how to be able to communicate with the homeowner. We like to script our technicians. We want to have a unified front. We want to have all the technicians, so that when they show up at a house, it wouldn't matter who it is. If the customer has had a Right Now technician out there before, they know what to expect. You know, people like that. The second week of training is when they're going to go through their diagnostics and troubleshooting. We'll actually take apart units, go back to those skills or the things that we like to do as a kid, where we took those toys apart. I'll have them take a furnace or an air conditioner apart. Don't have to worry about anything other than focusing on being organized while they do it and put it back together. And then after that, then we'll actually go through each one of those parts, pull out our tools that we like to call the crystal ball, right, to be able to determine how long those parts are going to last before they're going to fail. It's an interesting process. It really is for anyone that's wanting to learn how to how to be able to work on stuff. We got an awesome program for that, because we could take someone who has no experience with HVAC at all, or anything as far as that matter, as far as working in the home on what you call a home improvement. So I have plenty of people that come from outside of the industry, never had a tool in their hand, and after 4 weeks, they're able to go out and perform the service where they can actually troubleshoot and diagnose furnaces and air conditioners.
Well, before you convince me to jump ship and learn how to fix my own HVAC system, do you have any nuggets of advice for the military community or anyone that's looking to come and work for Right Now Heating and Air in the HVAC industry?
Yeah, be bold. Be bold. Don't cut yourself short. You have experiences that no one else has out there, and it's an asset. You know, be proud of that. Come in and talk about it. Let them know that if you're a leader, bring it up. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I would say, don't cut yourself short.
Don't cut yourself short?
Yeah.
Well, Don, thank you so much for your time, and I really enjoyed learning more about the training here.
All right, appreciate you, thank you.